Welcome to Broke Daddy Investments. Today is June 22nd, 2020. We're going to go over our stash holdings, but we're going to do it on the WEBULL app because we can use charts on the WEBULL app. We'll start with NetEase. NetEase is looking good for us. It's down today. Mostly everything is down today, but it's down. It's above that blue line, which is the 10-day moving average. If it falls to the yellow line, which is the 20-day moving average, we'll watch it. If it falls below the 20-day moving average, which is the yellow line, we'll wait until it gets all the way down to the white line here to add to it. So for now, it's looking good for us. Costamar is a new position that we added today. We like the way it looks. Price is above the 10-day moving average. 10-day moving average is above 20-day moving average. 20-day moving average is above the 50-day moving average, which is the white line. So we don't need to do anything with Costamar. Oops. TK Tankers. TK Tankers is taking a beating. That's good news for us, though. TK Tankers, the 50-day moving average, white line, is above the 20-day moving average. 20-day moving average is above the 10-day moving average. That means that this is heading down. But if we stretch our chart out, we think right here might be a good time for it to bounce up. If not, when it gets down to about $12. So for now, we're not going to do anything to it. It gets down to $12, we'll add heavily to it. And if it falls further than that, we'll wait longer to add to it. But TK Tankers has a lot of upside potential. Bristol Myers is up today. All we got to do is hang on to Bristol Myers for another couple of weeks, it looks like. And they're paying out the dividend. You see it right there in the middle of the screen. They're expecting to pay out 45 cents per share. So we'll make sure we're still in Bristol Myers when they pay the dividend. Luckily for us, they're down. So their 50-day moving average is above their 20-day moving average. That's also above its 10-day moving average. If you look longer on the chart, a good spot for Bristol Myers to come back up. It would be about what does that say? About $54, 53, 52. If it gets there, we'll probably double our position. If it gets past that, it's probably going down to 45. If it gets to 45, we're going to load up. So no need for us to panic on there. Right now, Cigna slightly up. Cigna, the 10-day moving average just barely came below the 20-day moving average. Both are still above its 50-day moving average. So for now, we don't have to do anything. If we do decide to do something, we'll wait till it gets down to 182. So we're not looking to do anything until it gets down to 182. And we'll add to it. HSBC. I'll read that later. All right, HSBC is down. 50-day moving average is above the 10-day moving average. 20-day moving average is above the 10-day moving average. Chances are likely it's going to come down. This would be a good time for it to come back up, but most likely it'll come down. If it comes down, most likely to hit 23 bucks or this 22.67. So if it gets down there, 23.35 will probably add to it. 22.67, I know we'll add to it. So Medtronic. I think we were in it. Oh, we were in it. So Medtronic in 3 days they're supposed to be paying out their dividend. I'm not sure if we're going to get that dividend or not. We might. Either way, it's down. This is one of the ones we're watching. Most likely we'll add to it when it gets down to $90.89. Until then, we're not going to panic on it. It still has a lot of upside potential for us, so we're happy about that. Bank of Nova Scotia is slightly down. Dividend should be paid out on the 6th. Bank of Nova Scotia still looks decent. Its 10-day moving average is above the 20-day moving average. 20-day moving average above the 50-day moving average. So it still looks good. We're not going to do anything with Nova Scotia. All right. Southwest. We knew Southwest was going to take a beating for us. Southwest. 10-day moving average is still higher than the 20-day moving average. Both are still higher than the 50-day moving average. Right here would be a good place to come up. If not, about right at the 50-day moving average, $31.49. So most likely we'll add to it when it gets to $31. And then if it gets below that, we'll probably wait till it gets down to $22 and load up. VMware is down as well. VMware, a good place to come back up is 144. If it gets past 144, we'll be looking at about 139. If it gets past that, about 132. For now, we're not going to do anything with it. It looks good to us. GlaxoSmithKline is positive today. 50-day moving average is about to be above the 20-day moving average. It's already above the 10-day moving average. So we're keeping an eye on this. Good place for it to bounce will be $40.95. $40.65. Or about $40. So it gets down to $40. We'll most likely start adding to it. China Mobile is flat. China Mobile. 10-day moving average, 20-day moving average, they're trying to come back up. If China Mobile gets down to $34, we'll add to it. If it gets down to $32, $33, we'll add to it. If it gets down to $30, we'll just add to it. So we'll add the most if it gets down to $30. Until then, we're just hanging tight. Berkshire Hathaway is flat. Good place for Berkshire to come back up will be about 178, 176, 172. If it gets down to 167, we'll just add to it pretty heavily. If it comes all the way down to 159, we'll really add to it. So that'll be a longer term play for us. We're not too worried about it. Intuit, we wind up selling Intuit today. It was up 2.4%. Canadian Pacific Railway. Canadian Pacific Railway's up slightly. Let's look at the chart. Dividend supposed to be coming out in a few days. We like Canadian Railway. 10-day moving average is still above its 20-day moving average. The price is almost above its 20-day moving average. Once price gets above 20-day moving average, it should be heading up. It should be coming right to 262. If it gets above that, it'll be going to 268, 272. If it gets too far above 272, we're going to sell it. Scorpio tankers. Scorpio tankers is taking a beating like the rest of the tankers. That's good news for us. It's a good chance it's going to bounce here. If it doesn't bounce here, it'll bounce about 13.40. If not, about $12. So we got up to about $1.50, $2.50 more for it to fall, and then we'll start adding to it. Brookfield Asset Management is about flat. Brookfield still looks good. 10-day moving average is above the 20-day moving average. 20-day moving average is above 50-day moving average. We don't have to do anything with Brookfield Management. Royal Canadian Bank. Royal Canadian Bank still looks good. We don't have to do anything with that. It's flat for today. Newmont Gold Corp. That's one of the ones we're happy that we picked last week. Okay, so currently for Newmont Gold Corp, I think it does have a buy signal because price is above the yellow line. So price is above its 20-day moving average. If this keeps going at this pace, the 10-day moving average will be above the 20-day moving average. When the two of those get above the white line, the 50-day moving average, this thing is going to skyrocket. So for right now, we're just hanging back on Newmont. If price gets above that 50-day moving average, we'll probably add to it. Most likely, price is going to $62.39. If it gets past that, it'll start having trouble about $65.50. And then again, about $70. So we like Newmont. We're glad we picked that as an investment. Altria is down today. It still looks good though. Its 10-day moving average is above the 20-day moving average. 20-day moving average is still above the 50-day moving average. So we probably won't do anything with it until it comes down to 39. If it gets to $39, let me see, most likely to come here. For us to do anything with it, we need to get down to about $38. So if it loses another 5%, we'll start adding to it. Other than that, we'll just leave it. British American Tobacco is up almost 1% today. So British American Tobacco, we need price to stay above the yellow line. If it stays above that yellow line, most likely it's going to $40.44, $40.50, and then up to $42. We like it because it pays a nice dividend. If it gets above $42, it's going to like $43 or $44, about $43. By the time it gets to $43, we'll most likely be out of it. Toronto Dominion Bank. We need price to get above that yellow line. For right now, it still looks good. It's flat for today, though, but it still looks good. We need price to get above the yellow line. It's headed to $47. If it gets above that, it's headed to $50. If it gets above $50, it is heading to $53, maybe even $55. If it hits $55, it's a good chance we're going to be out of there. Canadian National Railway is up slightly today. We needed to get above the yellow line. We actually needed to get to $89. We needed to get to $90. If it can get to $90, it'll go to like $91, $92, $93. By the time it gets to $93, we'll most likely be out of it. A new one for today, Everspin Technology. We're glad we picked this one. We picked this one this morning, during the times that we couldn't sleep. All right. Everspin is looking good. It's above its 10-day moving average. It's above its 20-day moving average, above its 50-day moving average. It's a very good chance it's going to 725. If it gets above 725, it's going to 755. If it gets above that, it's going to like $8. I think the 1 year forecast for it is $10. So we'll just have to evaluate once it gets up that high. The real, that's something new. We actually got that from a professional trader about a month ago. We just, I don't know what happened on that one. We just dropped the ball on it. It's up almost 4% today. It's looking good. It's above its 10-day moving average, 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average. Price is above its 20-day moving average. More importantly, we like this one. It's most likely heading to $14.95 and then up to $16 before it starts having issues. So it's a good chance by the time it hits $16, we're going to be out of there. Because that'll give us our $16. 1, 2, 3. That'll give us about a 10% gain on it. Diamond shipping took a beating. It's taking a beating. If you look at the chart, look at that red line at the bottom. This is a good spot, a very, very good spot for diamond shipping to come back up. We added to our position. We really need diamond shipping to be above the yellow line and definitely above the white line. So we're going to hold diamond shipping for a while. That's one of the companies we really believe in. So all the tankers, all the oil tankers, we really believe in them. Let's see what else we got. I think we did TK already. Well, TK, TNK. TK Tankers. It's a good spot for it to come up right here. We added to that position. If it gets down to 225, we'll add to that position again pretty heavily. If it gets down to $2, we're going to go real heavy on the position. All right, I think that covers all of it. Thank you for watching. Later.